Hey, y'all. Bloodwing here, and welcome back to another episode of Rednecks and Pigskins, Blood on the Gridiron for December 2nd. And with me, as always, is Minding Freedom. Hey, Minding.
But they are who we thought they were.
And J-Kid, we're still waiting on. We decided to go ahead and start. He's probably sleeping if you know him. So maybe he'll show up here in a little bit.
I do wanna usher in. I hope that's the correct term. I'm not sure, but my new sounds, and I have one for J-Kid, so I think
Cannot play with them. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach with them. Can't do it.
I think that's very apropos, actually.
Indeed.
So, let's dig right into this thing. What have you got for us today in the news?
I mean, we got to talk about the big one, don't we? The New York Giants decided to bench Eli Manning after, what was it, 200 something consecutive starts?
Sounds right.
203, I think, is his current. Yeah, 203 consecutive start. No, actually, wait, with the postseason, 215. There we go. 215 consecutive starts, including the postseason. Now he's benched for this is the saddest part about this, for Geno Smith. I mean, look, if you are going to bench a quarterback that plays the way Eli Manning played, I do understand it. But if you're benching him for Geno Smith, what?
Yeah, and he
No.
Watch that jaw, folks. He's got a glass jaw.
He's got a lot more made out of glass than just his jaw.
I got that right. He is the one who got his jaw broken.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah, he was. Yeah, yeah, that was Geno Smith. That was embarrassing.
I'm not surprised that they've benched Eli. Actually, I thought it might happen earlier in the season. I mean, here we are going into week 13, and seems just a little bit too little, too late. But for Geno, yeah, that's a little nuts.
I mean, if you look at the Giants roster, who is the other quarterback besides Eli and Geno? Do they have one more, or did they? No, they have one. Davis Webb, a rookie from Cal. I mean, give it to the experienced kid. Like, he's not good, but at least he knows what he's getting into.
Right.
Geno, Davis Webb, like, let him learn. And from what I saw this week so far, is that Eli really took care of Davis Webb and coached him, really. So maybe this is how the Giants organization is moving forward. They're saying, you know what, this season, I mean, right now they are 2-9. I think they are 2-9. There we go. Got it in front of me. Yeah, 2-9, and they're pretty much competing for the third seed, for the third pick, not seed, for the third pick. Browns are at 0-11, probably will get the first one. 49ers are at 1-10, and you got to remember, the 49ers and the Browns will play each other this season, or in the remaining part of the season. So if the 49ers win that, and the Giants lose out, which they have a good chance now with Geno. I mean, Eli could have won a game or two, but Geno, come on, not gonna happen.
Well,
and then we go to the tiebreaker, and I'm not sure. I didn't check it, but I think that the tiebreaker is in favor of the Giants getting the second pick. So it speaks for the 49ers.
But MC brings up a point too, and it may be this late in the season they're just trying. Maybe they're looking forward to next season, hoping to get the receiver core back up to snuff and protecting Eli. I mean, that's possible. Wouldn't be the first time I've seen a team bench their starting quarterback at the end of the season. For that reason.
I seriously doubt that. I'm pretty sure that at this point, everyone in the Giants organization knows that Eli Manning's time is over.
Yeah. We know it. But sometimes I wonder if the Giants know it. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if Ben McAdoo knows it. I mean, he comes off as very oblivious, but the GM Jerry Reese, he should know it.
Yeah,
he should know it. So I mean, if they still, the best thing they can do is try to shop Eli around, try to get some picks for him to. I don't know. A lot of people were talking about Jacksonville. With Tom Coughlin there, you know, not as coach, but as whatever the fuck he's doing there.
Right.
Basically, he's running this whole town now. You would have those two reunite him. Maybe this gives Eli a little push. Then again, if I was Jacksonville, I'd stay the fuck away from Eli. but that's just me. I just have this antipathy, I hope is the word, towards Eli. I think he's less than mediocre. He's way overvalued. He's way overestimated. He's lucky because his last name is Manning and because his defense carried him to a Super Bowl twice, and he was clutch. That's the one thing you can give Eli Manning. He is clutch.
Yeah.
Like when everything, like absolutely everything matters, he's there.
Well, and it helped too that his brother talked him up a lot coming into the league.
Well, that's what you get when your last name is Manning, obviously.
Yeah. Coming into the league, his first year, Peyton told anybody that listened that Eli was a better quarterback than him. We know now that's not true.
It's far from true.
But he did. But yeah, and it's not that I'm an Eli hater.
I am.
It's just that I am a Giants fan, and I'd like to see a slightly better quarterback in that position for a team that I like.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just found why the 49ers have the tiebreaker over the Giants in terms of higher pick. Because in week 10, the 49ers beat the Giants. Pretty much that's it. They beat them head to head. And so maybe this is what the Giants are hoping for now, getting the number 2. Because if you look at who is coming out of college, I mean you got Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, you got 2 quarterbacks right there that are probably gone at the latest by the 3rd pick, probably by the 2nd. I'm pretty sure the Browns are going to pick one. Whoever that is, bless this kid's soul. And whoever has the 2nd pick will also pick one. Maybe the 49ers not, because I mean they got Garoppolo now. Come on. Let Garoppolo learn the playbook, and you got a quarterback you can live off for the next 5 to 10 years. So maybe it's just that the Giants are saying, you know what, we're gonna tank so far. And even if the 49ers lose to the Browns and they're both 1-15 and we're 2-14, 49ers aren't gonna pick another quarterback. They got Garoppolo. So we get the 2nd one. We get Darnold or Mayfield, whoever is left.
Sorry, Corey.
Yeah, no, I'm not sorry, not at all.
He says, "Let us know when you guys are done crapping on Eli."
I saw that. No, I'm not sorry about shitting on Eli because he deserves it. He deserves every little bit of it. I think he should retire at the end of the season. He should say today or tomorrow, whenever he wants to, just in the very near future, this is my last season. It's over. And then, go into coaching. I mean, I don't think he's got the energy for the announcers booth. But go into coaching, teach some quarterbacks. I think that's what he can do. I mean, he's got experience. So he just doesn't have a good arm, but you don't teach a good arm. You either have a good arm or you don't. What you can teach is how to behave in certain situations, what to look for, and I think Eli does have that.
Yeah.
So go into coaching. Just end it at the end of the season. Go into coaching. Best thing he could do. And if what I found amazing, and I have to talk about it because it just bothered me this whole week, and I have to talk about it. I know we're 15 minutes in and still talking about Eli, but I can't let it go. Eli would have been let go or would have been benched 3 years ago if it wasn't for Odell Beckham Jr. You have this open wound on your roster that is a bad quarterback. And then you draft yourself the Band-Aid that holds the whole team together. And that was Odell Beckham. Now he's injured, and you see what happens.
Right.
I took the effort and decided to calculate the quarterback rating of Eli Manning with Odell and with or throwing in the direction of Odell and any other receiver, like all of them combined. Every other receiver, what was it? 81.8. Quarterback rating of 81. That's bad. That's bad. We can all agree that's bad. With Odell, 110.
Yeah, it's quite a difference. I doubt anybody's shocked at it. I mean, with a receiver, the quality of Odell, but yeah,
but you'd have to take away in the last 3 seasons. I mean, this season Odell didn't do a lot, obviously because he was injured most of the time. But in the last 3 seasons, you would have to take away 35 touchdowns from Eli. This year he scored 3 in those 4 games he played. 35 touchdowns in the last 3 years. 2014 when Odell entered the league to 2016. At the same time, Eli threw 8 picks when his target was Odell Beckham. So Eli, who has a 1.5 touchdown to interception ratio, 1.5 to 1, touchdown to interception ratio, suddenly loses all of a sudden 35 touchdowns and only 8 interceptions. You be the judge.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've probably beat on poor Eli enough. You still with us, Corey? What do we got next?
I'm looking through the transactions. Cowboys released Darren McFadden and Mike Nugent. Okay. They signed former Packers defensive lineman Detone Jones, who was a few days earlier released by, I think, the Lions or the Bears, someone. I don't know. But yeah, he's being passed around a lot. The Patriots put their tight end Martellus Bennett on injured reserve. Finally, I mean, first off, he scams the Packers. Blames the doctor, who's one of the most cautious doctors in the league, to let players play. And then he goes to the Patriots. He plays a game, and now he's on injured reserve. I think it's deserved at some point. I mean, you don't wish an injury on someone, but he was such a scam.
Yeah.
And I'm looking. I don't have much more. Maybe I find something. Oh yeah, the Giants again placed their cornerback Janoris Jenkins on injured reserve. That's a loss to their secondary. But then again, let him heal. This season's over anyway. Who cares? You know. And we got some more news from the Packers. Ty Montgomery, who entered the season as their number one running back last year, he was a wide receiver turned running back. Was placed on injured reserve as well. Will not play this season. So Aaron Jones, I think, will or is the number one running back. As soon as he comes back, he's got a minor injury, but for the time being, it's Jamal Williams. And in a very weird situation, they didn't sign another running back. They signed a wide receiver from the practice squad with Michael Clark. And that really confused the hell out of me. But okay, they know what they're doing. Look, if you run a franchise that successful over that many years, not questioning you. And one final thing, just today, the Chargers have placed their kicker, Nick Novak, their second kicker of the season. I mean, they entered with this young Korean kid that always missed when he shouldn't have. They placed him on injured reserve and activated Travis Coons, who is now the kicker for the Chargers. Travis Coons used to be with the Rams in preseason and was the kicker for the Cleveland Browns in 2014 and 2015.
Right. Revolving door of kickers.
Pretty much. We'll see how that works. I mean, the Chargers are in the talk right now of being able to make the playoffs, and with Nick Novak, who was a reliable kicker, out on injured reserve, and Travis Coons, who hasn't pretty much kicked a competitive ball in almost 2 years. We'll see how that works out. I mean, we all know the kicker is the position that scores the most points.
Yep.
If you have an unreliable kicker there, this might be a blow to your playoff chances. We'll see how that works out. So far, the Chargers still with a lot of hope, 5-6, only one game behind the Chiefs, who are leading the division. And yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
that's pretty.
Who knows, though? I mean, the Chargers are going the right direction at the moment. The Chiefs, not so much. So.
Yeah, but again, this happened today. So in the last game, they still had Nick Novak. If I'm not mistaken. I hope I'm not, but I can be. I know myself too well, week 12. I'm gonna look. Maybe they had a replacement kicker who they used for part of the game, or they went for 2, or I don't know. Oh yeah, they had Drew Kaiser, the punter who kicked the extra points. He didn't kick a field goal, but he did kick 3 extra points and only made 1 of them. So they knew they had to do something.
Yeah, that's not too unusual to have your punter as your backup place kicker. So
yeah, unless you're the Eagles, you're taking some special teams linebacker. I love that. That was like 2 weeks ago or something. I love that. Kamu Grugier-Hill, who is, I think he is leading in the Pro Bowl vote right now as a special teamer.
Huh.
If I'm not mistaken. I saw that somewhere pop up. I think he's leading as, because people love stories like that. I mean, you have someone who didn't kick a field goal or anything since high school, I think. Didn't do it in college. He played linebacker, and he comes into the NFL. Actual kicker gets hurt, and you get this guy who looks like a linebacker who runs like a linebacker, and he's starting to kick the ball around.
Good for
I
him.
love that.
Good, absolutely good for him.
Imagine making the Pro Bowl because you kicked the ball around even though you weren't supposed to do. But hey, Pro Bowler.
There you go. All right. Well, is that it for the news? Or
That is it. Yes.
okay. Well, I was kind of hoping J Kidd would make it by now. And if he's not, he's probably not going to make it. He hasn't been entirely healthy lately either, so he may not. But we'll still hold out hope. Maybe he'll make the second half. All right. So that leaves us to get into the scores from last week. So let me switch tabs here. And we threw it. And
remember, we had 3 Thanksgiving games, so
Yep.
you got to start with the 4th one.
yeah, that's what I meant by weed through it, because that's the first thing that popped up was the 3 Thursday games.
Yeah.
First one up, Browns 16, Bengals 30.
Next.
Yeah. I mean,
there's not much to talk about here.
Yeah, nobody's surprised that at that one. Everybody knows the Bengals do have the ability to score a few points. Whether or not they do or not's been the case this year, but they have that potential. But nobody's surprised that the Browns are just terrible.
Yeah, pretty much. I have to look for some. Give me a second here. I still haven't made my mind up on who is the who deserves the award this week, but it's not Kaiser, it's not Kessler. Oh, he only had 1 pass. Okay, it's not Kaiser, and it's also not Andy Dalton. So yeah,
Oh,
we
so it's
can
going to
go
be
on.
on the fly thing. All right.
This time, yeah. Yeah, okay, now I know who I'm going with. Yeah.
All right.
Actually, I think we have to give it out to 2 players this week.
Oh, a double recipient.
Yeah, and Eli Manning is not one of them. I can assure Corey.
Okay, next game. Panthers 35, Jets 27.
I didn't expect a high-scoring game.
No, I did not either. I'm not surprised that the Panthers won, and I'm not surprised that it was a fairly close game. But yeah, I didn't expect this many points to be hung up by either team.
Yeah, and can we talk for a second about Robbie Anderson?
Sure.
Dude scored a touchdown in each of his 5 last games.
Nothing to sneeze at.
I mean, Robbie Anderson, ever heard of the guy before?
No.
See? 6 touchdowns in 5 games. He scored 1 at the Dolphins. He scored 1 against the Falcons. He scored 1 against the Bills, at the Buccaneers, and now 2 against the Panthers. Wow. I have no words for this. Like, this is very unexpected. I think he was over this 5 game or 6 week span. The Jets had a bye week in between.
Mm-hmm.
He probably scored the most fantasy points of all wide receivers with this many touchdowns. Definitely scored the most touchdowns. I'm very sure of that. But this is amazing.
Now, I did not see the game. It was on the same time that my Colts were playing. So I was watching that one. But by the box score, it looks like it was a close game all the way down to the 4th quarter.
Yeah, it seems so. I mean, the Jets were leading at the start of with 14 minutes left in the 4th. So 1 minute into the 4th quarter, they were leading by 2 points due to a field goal from Chandler Catanzaro. So this could have gone either way. And with 5 minutes and 32, they were down 5 points. And 21 seconds before the end of the game, Graham Gano scored a field goal to make it 8 and get the final score of 35-27. So this is a close, or this has been a close game.
Oh, hey, Vanilla Bear. Okay. Next up, speaking of Colts, Titans 20, Colts 16.
Yeah, you go ahead.
It was a better game, just like the one before it. They've played better ball the last 3-4 games. But as usual, they found a way to lose. It was the Colts game to lose. They led the game for the first half. Held the Titans to what I think it was 13 yards rushing total well into the third quarter. And yeah, let it slip away.
Yeah, I haven't seen that game. Don't really know what to say. I think if you take a look at I think the rushing defense of the Titans ultimately decided the game, because everything else was pretty much on par, but the Colts didn't get the run game going.
No.
At least not when they needed it. I mean, sure, 62 yards from Frank Gore and a touchdown, hey. But apart from that touchdown, I mean, yeah, there wasn't a lot.
Yeah.
And that touchdown was a 14-yard rush, but yeah.
I mean, we went into the half. The Colts went into the half leading 13-6, and up until the second half of the third quarter, it looked like we had it well in hand, and then it just,
slipped.
Scored 3 points in the third quarter and never scored another point. So
yeah, and that those 3 points in the third quarter were the longest field goal of the day for Adam Vinatieri.
Yep.
So every other time before that, they either punted the ball or they got it at least closer to the end zone, or with the 14-yard rush by Gore into the end zone. So, I mean, if I look at the Colts drives, 3 and out, field goal, touchdown, halftime, and then field goal and fumble, punt.
Yeah. But like I said, they have played better ball. They're in not much better shape than the Giants as far as it's a little bit too late. Too little too late for them no matter what happens right now. We're too far into the season for them to do a whole lot other than play for pride. But Monk makes a good point. The last part of their schedule from here on out, it doesn't look promising for them. You've got Jacksonville, the Bills, Denver, Baltimore, Houston. Tough end of the season.
I'm looking at the playoff picture right now. Technically,
yeah,
and I'm stressing that a lot. They would still be able to make the playoffs if I don't know, if they win out and every other team loses. Like, even in there's probably some ties involved there.
Yeah,
but so yeah,
technically yes, but I don't see Jacksonville. Jacksonville's got a grip on this division right now, and I just don't see them losing it.
I mean, the best thing the Colts can do at this point is 8-8. And they would have to win out.
Look at Monk's last statement. There's your cue for a soundbite.
It fits so well because it's actually the Colts we're talking about.
It is.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
I remember that very well. Being a Colts fan, I was watching that interview live. Oh, yeah. Oh, Coach Mora, he's not missed.
No.
Not at all.
He was entertaining. That's
He
the one thing you
was,
can
but
give
he
him.
was not very well liked in this town at all. Of
Oh.
course, it didn't help the quarterback that we had at the time. It sure didn't help, but yeah. Oh, okay. But yeah, what can you say? Not surprising the Colts lost. I'm not surprised that it was a close game, and unfortunately, I'm not surprised that they found a way to lose it. They've got to figure out a way to finish the game. They've been coming out strong. They've been playing better ball. They're just not holding on to it.
May I tell you how?
How's that?
Fire Pagano.
Well, that's a given. And that's even Pagano knows he's gone, and it is a shame on one part because you just don't realize how much he is loved as a person in this town. The people in Indianapolis love Chuck Pagano, and the players love him. But yeah,
can you have you seen that press conference? Have you seen that?
Yeah, I did.
For everyone who hasn't seen it, I have the soundbite prepared. I hope it's working. I think it's working. We can listen to it.
You're talking about the Hurricanes, right?
I'm talking about Groundhog Day.
Oh yeah.
At some point, you ever worry that this is going to become a mental issue for your players because it's kind of like Groundhog Day, it's over and over again.
Yeah, that song we played, woke up to that this morning. That Sonny and Cher, huh? I got you, babe. I got you, babe. Yeah, went down, got my coffee, said hello to what's her name, the gal in the coffee shop, stole the money out of the back of the truck, drove my truck off the, into the tar pit or whatever, off the landfill, jumped off a building. Lived through it. Did you see the movie? You ever see the movie Groundhog Day?
Been a long time.
What do you guys do? You spend so much time on Twitter. You're not enjoying the better things in life.
What?
Oh, come on. He's just talking nonsense. He knows it's over for him. He's just talking nonsense and he's trying to be as positive as he can be.
He sounds like a crazy person.
Well, did you hear him talking about the hurricanes, explaining how a hurricane works and all? It's even crazier.
Oh God, I think it's also in that clip. I think it happened right after, didn't it?
I think so. You're asking me to remember something? Are you nuts?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was really stupid. I'm trying to find it. Give me a second.
Oh Lord, I hope not, Monk. He says maybe Rex Ryan will be the next Indy coach.
Oh God, no. Give me a second here. Okay, I think I found it. I think that's let's listen.
It is, and what's got to happen is, being in Miami for 6 years, when them storms start coming off the coast of Africa, and then they're coming through the Atlantic, and they start coming up. What happens is if you get a nor'easter, right? You get a storm up top. Who's in here had done weather before? Huh? You know some weather people. Calabro, who was that? Who's the best dude down there doing weather or dudette? Huh? Yeah. So when it comes down, that pressure hits, right, and it pushes the storm where? Back out to sea, right? And it goes up the coast. There's very little damage. Those rings that spins this way and those bands up top are the most egregious bands. They're far enough out where nobody gets hurt. So when this starts to happen, film your tail off. I love it. You gotta respond.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it is. Oh,
and it's funny that you not being logo would know, but he calls out Calabro, who's probably the sportscaster here in Indianapolis. So he's like, hey, some weather people, don't you?
Oh man.
God love him. He knows he's done. He knows it. He's not a stupid man.
Everyone knows it.
uh, he's I honestly, and I've heard people try to say, what was he doing? What was he talking about? I think he's just purposely talking nonsense, just trying to be, what the heck? Why not? It's over.
Yeah.
Uh,
We all know at the end of the season, the GM's gonna come into his office.
You're fired.
yeah.
We all know it.
And it's a shame. Seriously, all jokes aside, the man is very loved not only by the town but by his players and by the organization, and they're gonna let him down easy.
Yeah, look what Six just said. This guy sounds just like me when I'm drunk and talking about the weather.
Yeah. Oh, poor Chuck. I really did have hopes that it would work out for him because he's a good guy. He's a good guy. But as we know, it takes more than being a good guy to be
it takes being a good coach.
All right. Next up, Buccaneers 20, Falcons 34.
Yeah, I think we can talk about Mohamed Sanu, who actually this week was the quarterback with the best rating. Perfect rating. I mean, he only threw one pass, but that was a touchdown over 50 yards. So good, 51. So good for him. 158.3, perfect quarterback rating. And I thought it was interesting to see a wide receiver who last played quarterback in I think in high school, to throw a 50-yard bomb. Like,
did you see that play?
I have seen it, and I was amazed. Like the arc of the ball and the spiral. This was a textbook throw.
It was a very nice pass. I mean, here in the States, they kept replaying it on your updates during the game, and they kept showing that. And it was dadgum. I was like, hey, stick him in there. Leave him in.
Who needs Matt Ryan when you got that guy throwing 50-yard passes?
It was a very pretty pass, right on the money, exactly where it had to be, over the shoulder. The defender could not get to it. It was who knew?
I was just sitting there.
He did what? Exactly. I remember when it first come across on the TV while I was watching the Colts game, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Have you seen? I'm stupid today. Have you seen that he had problems handling the ball, and then he snatched it out of the air, he bobbled it a little, snatched it out of the air, and then still has the composure. Like, we're talking about Matty Ice. We're not talking about Mohammed Ice.
Right.
Or we should be. Like, the composure to bobble the ball in the air, then still grab it, stand down, and throw this ball down the field right on the money. I mean, okay, granted, you throw to Julio Jones, who knows how to catch a ball, but still, that was really
this was not a pass of where somebody just desperately threw it in the area of the receiver and hoped they got it. It was right on the button.
Yeah.
It was we all in these days of the NFL, we all see the trick plays, the wildcats, the direct snaps, and all that, but they generally don't turn out this well.
Yeah. I mean, when I look at the roster of the Falcons, they have only two quarterbacks, Matt Ryan and Matt Schaub. I know who they are going to play if both of them would go down. I know exactly who they would play. And I'm pretty sure they know too. Like, Sanu, I'm pretty sure Sanu is their emergency quarterback. Every team has it. Every team has this emergency quarterback. Like if all others go down, you have this one guy who sometime back in the day threw a pass, or has big hands and is kind of athletic, just a little.
Melissa, no, J-Kid, my son, is not here at the moment. He has to work tonight, and it's tough for him to get in sometimes. He's probably still sleeping, but I'm still holding out hope that he makes it at some point. So, no, he's not here. By the way, while I got your attention, please hit the like button. Please share it. Get the word out there. Go on, Minding. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I was done. What I said is Mohamed Sanu is their emergency quarterback. Every team has one, and for the Falcons, it's definitely Sanu.
Oh well, yeah. How could you not? I mean,
after that play,
I'm sure that's a one-off. He's not somebody you'd want to stick in there for several snaps or to control a game. But my gosh,
that's what the emergency quarterback is about. Like if Matt Ryan and Matt Schaub got injured in the same game, you would stick Sanu in there for the rest of the game.
Yeah,
that's all you ask from an emergency quarterback.
And you bring that up, and it reminds me that and I know this will sound bad when I say it, but I was always our emergency quarterback here on the Colts up until this year was our punter.
Yeah, Pat McAfee. I know.
McAfee, and I never got to see him play, and I always regretted that. I was like, it's not that I want people to get hurt, but I would have liked to seen what Pat would have done.
I'm pretty sure he would have been good. He knows how to handle the ball. He did throw a few times on fake punts or something, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So he can throw a ball. He's good at that. It's just such a shame that he retired this early. Dude, you're 30. As a punter, you can play 10 more years.
Well, yes, and he is sorely missed on the field. The punter that we got now, Hispanic fella, and I cannot remember his name. He's not bad, but he's no Pat. Kind of hard to live up to. Pat was not only a character, and he was a character on the field and off.
Oh, yeah.
But he was a superb punter. Absolutely wonderful punter, but we miss him. But he's not hurting. He's got his podcast. He's getting into wrestling.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's been practicing and training in pro wrestling, and he keeps on calling out Triple H to wrestling. Yeah, he keeps calling him out.
Pat McAfee has got one advantage over Triple H. And that's the age. Triple H is 48 years old, but McAfee is 30. Yeah, that's the one advantage he has. Apart from that, Triple H is a huge guy. He's a highly trained guy.
Yeah.
And Pat McAfee is, he can talk smack, but ultimately he's Pat McAfee.
He's even selling a T-shirt that says McAfee 316, which is So.
that's good. That is good.
Yeah, we miss him, but I would have liked to have seen him take a couple of snaps from center, other than those trick plays, just to see what he could do. Because, he was not only our emergency quarterback; he was our emergency place kicker. We know he done the kickoffs and so forth, but if something had happened to Adam, he would have kicked the extra points and the field goals as well. And I have seen him kick field goals during warm-ups and halftime, and I've seen him nail 60-yarders. So
yeah, he's got there's one thing that definitely speaks to him. He's got a boot. And he was a place kicker in college, so it's not like for him it was like back in the day of high school or anything. No. He was a kicker in college.
But for those of you that don't follow Pat on Twitter, do yourself a favor. Follow Pat McAfee on Twitter. Even if you're not a Colts fan, the guy is a riot. He is hilarious.
Oh, Yes.
Anyway, all right, back to the subject at hand. Yeah, mm, I knew this game, the Buccaneers Falcons, could go either way. I thought it would be a close game. I don't remember who I picked. Probably, I think I might have picked the Falcons, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either because I stopped keeping track since my laptop broke, because all this catching up and everything, I don't have the time for that.
Yeah.
Or the power. So yeah, but I definitely know if I can look it up, what I've definitely picked the Falcons, yeah.
Okay. Well, next game, Dolphins 17, Patriots 35. Next. If anybody's shocked by this, you shouldn't be.
I mean, all you have to say about both teams.
But they are who we thought they were.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean,
We can go on.
yeah.
Just
This
no
should
point.
have. Yeah, even the most casual of NFL fans should have been able to see that one coming. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Next up, Bears.
Even sorry. Even Giants fans like Corey should have seen that coming.
Oh, he said that, Corey. I didn't.
Yeah. Fight me.
They in the next 6 minutes, they might have been thinking toward the golf course. You might have a point there. Said the Dolphins looked like they were golfing.
I think he was trying to be punny there.
All right. Bears 3, Eagles 31.
I mean, I for me, it's always tough to do this to a young quarterback, but yeah, here we go.
And now, the Jay Cutler Award for Worst Quarterback Play of the Week.
Yeah, and I said it is a double recipient this week. One of them, not both of them, are in this game. Mitch Trubisky, 17 of 33 for 147 yards, 2 picks. Quarterback rating of 38.3. Did really not a good game. Like he barely got over 50%, but in terms of yards, I mean, 147 yards on 33 attempts. That's less than 4.5 per throw.
Yeah.
Really not good.
Again, I didn't watch the game, but it sounds like it was a lot of dink and dunk, but not enough of it.
Yeah. Seems so. I haven't watched the game either, but ooh. This turned ugly really fast.
And, oh my gosh, and the run game. I was just looking at the box scores for the Bears, and they're
6
leading.
yards.
Yeah, their leading rusher is Mitch. 4 carries for 12 yards.
Yeah, and their second running back, Tariq Cohen, got the ball twice, lost 11. He lost 12 on one play and gained 1 on another. How do you lose 12 yards?
I didn't see it, so I don't know. It happened in the Colts game too. That's one of the reasons for the loss. Our second, number 2 running back. Oh, what is the kid's name? Oh, my memory is so terrible. The Colts were moving the ball out of their own red zone. He fumbles the exchange and chases it backwards almost to the goal line and loses it. And that accounts for one of the scores against us, but probably something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I did expect that the Eagles would lay the smack down on the Bears, but not by 28. The Bears just didn't show up.
No, they did not. All right.
Anyway, congratulations, Mitch Trubisky.
Being co-winner.
Yeah, the other one will come later. We didn't get to that game yet.
All right.
But I'm pretty sure we will in a few games.
Yep. Bills 16, Chiefs 10.
Chiefs continue their downward spiral, and it was not a lot of scoring in that game.
No, and you're starting to you're roboting really bad.
Shit.
Yeah. Roboting real bad. And while we wait for him to refresh.
Is it better now?
Yes, much better. There you go.
There we go. Good. Just had to restart the Hangout.
But yeah, it little bit of a shock to me. You're right. Kansas City's continuing their downward spiral. I'm a little shocked by this. I will not lie.
Yeah, I think I did pick the Chiefs. So I'm shocked by this as well. I thought this would be the game where they end their losing streak, but obviously they didn't. I don't know where they go from here. I mean, I thought they would have an easy schedule rest of the season, but apparently they don't. Otherwise, they wouldn't have lost to the Bills. Now they are traveling to the Jets. I don't see them doing much either. Then they play the Raiders. Raiders not looking too bad so far. Then they play the Chargers, who are looking, well, relative to this division, red hot.
Oh, hey, Monkey. Monkey's out in the chat. Yeah. No, you we've got 1 hour to go yet. So you've only missed half.
Yeah. Oh, and I just see Monk said Merkel found me. No. It's just a technical issue that happens sometimes with the program I'm using to play sound clips and everything. So yeah.
But
it's a known bug for this application. So yeah,
we knew that the Chiefs were on a downward spiral, but the Bills, I really didn't think they had what it took to beat them. But I was wrong.
I think the Chiefs will go 8-8 this season. This is I think they will lose to the Jets, Raiders, and Chargers, and they will win to the Dolphins and Broncos the last two games. When Dolphins are beatable, Broncos, I mean, they're at 3-8 right now, and even worse than the Chiefs. So yeah.
You know, it wasn't too many weeks ago. I would have said that the Chiefs were the cream of the crop in the AFC. Now they're not showing any sign of coming out of this slump and seem to be doing everything they can to let Monkey's Chargers back into it.
I mean, at this point, no, Monkey, I am not Merkel. I am way better looking than her, okay? just putting that out there.
Well, let's be honest, I'm better looking than Merkel, so
no, let's not go this far, okay? But no, I back to football. I think the Chargers are going to win this division. And I'm pretty sure Monkey is smiling right now because I said that. I think the Raiders are going to take second place in that division, but they're not getting a wild card. Chiefs third, Broncos last.
I'd say I'm probably in agreement with that. Like I said, the Chiefs are just not showing any sign at all of coming out of this slump. I mean, with Andy Reid, I thought, because I respect his coaching incredibly. He's just not finding the hot button yet.
Yeah, it seems so.
All right.
All right, next.
Next, before it seems I'm starting to lose my voice. Next.
Happens to old people.
Is that what it is? It's because I'm old?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. All right.
It's always because you're old. Everything is because you're old. Come on.
You ageist. Daggone it.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Okay. Seahawks 24, 49ers 13.
I mean, we saw Garoppolo throw a touchdown pass with clock expiring in garbage time, but hey, we saw Garoppolo on the field for the Niners. Or 2 passes. Wow.
Oh, monkey. I just ate before the stream.
I saw what he said there.
I'm not even going to repeat that on live on here.
Yeah, no, neither will I. But I'm pretty happy I didn't eat before the stream. Let's just say that. And no, I don't look fetching in a pantsuit. I look fetching in a suit, not a pantsuit.
Okay.
Is for women who pretend to be men.
I mean, it's no shock, or should be any shock to anybody, that the Seahawks won this game. What I am a little surprised is that the 49ers hung in there as close as they did. I mean, it's not a runaway game.
No, Bloodwing. Look at the scoring. Look at the box score. The Seahawks at the beginning of the fourth quarter led 21-6. And then they scored another field goal, 24-6 with 3 minutes 27, and then a garbage time touchdown.
So yeah, I was just looking at the finals.
Yeah.
So yeah, garbage time.
Bad idea. It was 24-6, but Garoppolo scored like I said, a garbage time touchdown with the time expiring, with 0 seconds left on the clock. So the last play of the game, well, technically the last play of the game was the PAT, but the last real play of the game was a touchdown pass. So
if the Seahawks could get that O-line fixed, and it's obvious if you look at the rushing stats that they haven't, they could be a contender.
Yeah.
But as it is, they're a good team, but they're not a playoff winning team.
Yeah. Monkey asks, how fucked would it be for my Chargers to win the Super Bowl when they can't fill a 30,000 seat soccer stadium? I mean, their defense can carry them far. Rivers, being the gunslinger that he is, getting hot with Keenan Allen, with what's this kid's name? Travis Benjamin, I think.
Yeah.
Melvin Gordon being a good running back. And Tyrell Williams. They also got Tyrell Williams. So they do have some good receivers. They do have Hunter Henry and Antonio Gates as the double tight end, which is very strong. Plus, isn't Austin Eckler is a running back? Yeah, but he can. Austin Eckler is the Chargers' new Denny Woodhead. He can catch a lot out of the backfield. I think this team has everything it needs on offense. Like, everything there is serviceable enough to get you through the playoffs, and the defense is just one of the best in the game. I mean, they get sacks left, right, and center, and force interceptions, turnovers. It's a very strong defense that can carry them, and the offense is serviceable enough. So they could, if they make it, they could go deep, because every other team does have one issue or the other. Just someone Corey said, yeah. But every team in the playoffs in the AFC has one issue or another. For the Pats, it's the defense. For the Steelers, it's their inconsistency. For the Titans, it's they don't really have a running game, which is amazing because they have Derrick Henry and DeMarco Murray, who are two very good running backs, but apparently, yeah. Jaguars don't have an offense at all. Well, they do have Fournette, but they don't have a passing offense. And I mean, we don't know if the Ravens actually are in contention. If they are, they're coached by a special teams guy. So yeah, and their quarterback is Flacco. So every team has some kind of issue. The Chargers don't. So I can actually see them going for a deep run. I don't know if it's going to be a playoff or even winning a playoff. Yeah. My language skills again. I don't know if they're going to make it to the Super Bowl or even win it, but deep playoff run, maybe to the AFC Championship game. Possible. Certainly possible.
And as I've mentioned numerous times in the last couple of weeks, and I'll say it again, the Chargers are the Chargers are heading the right direction. They had a rough start to the season, but we all know it's where you go in the second half of the season. Look at the Chiefs.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. They take the other way around.
Okay. So next up we have Broncos 14, Raiders 21.
Give me a second. Oh yeah. Here we go. That is the second part.
And now, the Jay Cutler Award for Worst Quarterback Play of the Week.
Yeah, it is the second recipient, and it is Paxton Lynch, who was in the game for 14 attempts, completed 9 of them for a total of 41 yards. Wow, that's a lot. And also threw a pick.
Good grief.
Quarterback rating 38.4. Yeah.
That's pretty sad.
Yeah, and I mean, it was so bad. He was, let me take a look. He was benched midway through the third. Yeah, third quarter, 4 minutes left. He was benched for Trevor Siemian, who actually did a good job. But every time when you are benched mid-game, you are deserving of the Jay Cutler Award. Obviously.
Yeah. And of course it doesn't help to have the stats he had. That's 41 yards. My gosh. That's I would say that I could do that well, but I probably couldn't because
no.
But
I could. I certainly could. But yeah, if you look at Trevor Siemian's statistics, on the other hand, 11 of 21 for 149 yards. Okay, with only 21 attempts, that's at least decent. It's not good, but it's decent. And 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
No pick.
Sounds like they should have started him instead of Paxton.
And yes. And Paxton was sacked 4 times. That comes on top of it.
Goodness. Well, I got to say that I'm in complete agreement then. If you giving him at least a half share in that award.
Wait, whom?
Paxton.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, at least. Yeah. But
And they say I'm the one with the bad memory. Jesus, you were just talking about it.
no, no. That wasn't bad memory. That was bad comprehension. Okay, that's a difference.
I got you. I got you. Okay. Moving right along. We have Saints 20, Rams 26.
Who did I pick in that game? I have to look it up. Give me a second. You certainly don't know.
I think I picked the
so-
Rams on this one. I really do.
I think I picked the Rams as well. Didn't J-Kid pick the Saints?
He may
Being
have.
Being like, oh, I'm picking against you because that always works so well. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Rams win 26-20.
My only real shock in this game is I thought that they might, both teams, hang more points than that up. I mean, not that 20 and 26 is shabby by any means, but
I mean, the over under was at 54, so they scored 46. So yeah, I second that. The expectation was definitely higher in terms of points. I would have expected at least one more touchdown.
Yeah, but you're right, Monk. That was a tough pick. There was one. It wasn't an easy pick to make.
Well, for me, it was. I gotta give Jacob some grief, especially since he's not here.
Yeah,
I hope he will watch it later.
Oh, sure. Pick on the kid that ain't here to defend himself.
He can defend him. He could defend himself if he wouldn't sleep. This lazy. I can't bleep myself right now. I wish I could. I can't.
Yeah, who needs
I wish
sleep,
I had a
right?
button to beat myself. Bleep myself. Sorry.
Who needs sleep, right? Says the old man that took a hour and a half nap before the stream.
Who needs sleep, says the guy who went to bed at 10 a.m. local time last night or last day.
This morning.
This morning, yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Did I mention that my sleep cycle is absolutely fucked?
I think I've heard that once or twice. A couple of times. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
All right. Next game. Jaguars 24, Cardinals 27.
Okay, that is unexpected.
Yes.
That
yes, it
is
was.
really unexpected. Cardinals being, good enough to beat the Jaguars? How? I don't understand this.
Yeah, I mean, when I was before the stream, before I sent out the link, and I was looking, kind of perusing through the scores, this was the one that stood out to me. I was just like, dang.
Yeah,
Did not see that one coming.
And it came down to a last-second field goal by Phil Dawson from 57 yards out. I mean, you got to be good to nail that one.
Yep.
That came down to the wire. 24-24, and he nails it.
I mean, sounds like it probably would have been a good game to watch if there had been a little better quarterback play.
Yeah. Bortles and Gabbard. Ugh. Wait, give me a second.
I'm sick. I want to throw up.
Interesting
man.
that Blaine got to play against his old team, though.
He was with the Jaguars at some point?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, he was, yeah. Oh, that was a long time ago.
Long time ago. All right.
2013, back when Odell Beckham wasn't even in the league.
Back when Minding was still in knee pants.
What are
It's
knee
a way of
pants?
saying when you were a kid.
Yeah, but what are knee pants? I've never heard this.
Way back, even before my time, kids used to wear pants that only come down to their knees. Watch a movie out of the 30s and 40s, and you'll see
Oh,
what I'm
you,
talking
you mean
about.
you mean Knickerbockers?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, I know. Okay, no, I've heard that term. Yeah. It's weird that I know that term, but not NEPAM. Okay, let's not talk about that.
But yeah, bit surprising there.
Monkey, no, monkey. Every time.
Have you not seen Monkey in chat? I have.
Yeah, I have. I'm
So-
not surprised, but I'm just.
He turns into a total crap talker.
Oh yeah. But he might be the most entertaining guy I've ever seen in a YouTube live chat.
All right. Let's see here. Next,
Do we have to go over this one?
yes, we do. Packers 28, Steelers 31.
Allah Akbar!
Just gotta blow yourself up, huh?
Wait, I forgot the second part of it.
the fuse was on a delay.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta say this. It was totally expected that the Packers would lose. Even I picked the Steelers last week. So, being in it until Chris Boswell kicks a 53-yard field goal was good. I watched the whole game, obviously. Even though it started 2:30 a.m. my time, but I don't care. But it was good to see that Brett Hundley, he can actually throw the ball and throw it well. 17 of 26, 245, 3 touchdowns, no pick. Yeah, that's what I want to see from this guy. And this is what he's capable of. And he played well. The Steelers defense did not. Or at least the pass defense, the rush defense was actually kind of decent. Then again, we had a third running back in there who ran 21 times. So, yeah, it's not that hard to stop him. I would love to have seen. I think we could have won this game if Aaron Jones wouldn't have been injured. If he would have been available in this game, I think the Packers could have won because Jamal Williams, he is just the third running back behind Montgomery, who's now an injured reserve, and Aaron Jones. And I think Aaron Jones is the Packers running back going forward. I think we will have a committee the next seasons with Jones and Montgomery, given that none of them injures themselves so much that they're like out for multiple seasons or something, or ask for a shitload of money, what they always do. But yeah, Jamal Williams he's the third running back. So, but I was really happy to see that game. It was a very, very entertaining game, and as the cherry on top of it, I always have a soft spot for my favorite person in all of football, Mr. Ed Hockley. He was the referee of that game.
Oh, Ed was?
Ed was, yeah.
Yeah, I like him too.
He's a great guy. And the one thing I have to say though is, and you don't see it pretty much anywhere in the box score or anything, but in the third quarter with 4 minutes 20 left, the Packers were at the Steelers 39 with a 4th and 18. At the Steelers 39 means it was a 57-yard field goal. Now, if you scout your opponent well, you could have known that the longest field goal ever made in Heinz Field was a 55-yarder. What does that tell you? You don't try a 57-yarder. You don't try it.
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy did. And of course, it was it was wide left. It was not just wide left, it was wide left.
Well, as I recall from watching numerous games over the years in Heinz Field, it gets pretty swirly, especially down in the end nearest the rivers.
Yeah, you don't attempt a field goal over. I after the game, I did the scouting, and
sorry, Monkey's really letting you have it out in chat. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, he's right. You should play better so you don't have to try 57-yard kicks. But if you are in this position, wait, give me a second. I'm having problems with my, prior to that 53-yard of the previous longest was shorter than, no, there was a, oh wait, no, there was a 55-yard like years ago, I think by Morton Anderson, who was one of the best kickers to ever play the game.
Who I also went to school with, by the way.
Come on, stop this name dropping here.
No, I did. Honestly did. Went to high school with him.
Good for you, but come on. But he scored a 55-yarder in Heinz Field once, but apart from that, there was another 53-yarder earlier and nothing else. And there was one 53-yarder to win the game by Chris Boswell. And he obviously has an advantage because he kicks there 8 times a year plus multiple times in training, obviously. If they're training in Heinz Field, even if they're not, you know, like you just said, the winds get a little swirly and everything, you know. So he knows the conditions. Mason Crosby does not. You don't try. You punt that thing. You try to pin them down inside the 10. And I took a look at, if you punt from the 39, where is the average field position for the opponent? It's the 10-yard line. So on average, just on average, like most of the times, you pin them down inside the 10. More times than not, you pin them down inside the 10. Barely, but, you know, 51-49 or so. You pin them down inside the 10. So you punt that ball. I mean, we have Justin Vogel, who is a rookie, but he's a good punter. He can definitely nail that inside the 10. So you hand him the ball, let him punt, and nail the Steelers down. What happened? Steelers got the ball at the 47, scored a touchdown on the drive. Because you decided to take that stupid field goal.
Sorry. I'm laughing at chat, sorry.
I would have just, if you do the scouting, the decision to make would have been, we don't try anything from more than 53 yards out.
Yeah,
53 would have been the line, because one by Morton Anderson from 55, that's an anomaly. Apart from that, it never happened. Apart from you have Morton Anderson as your kicker, that never happens. And Mason Crosby is not a Morton Anderson.
No.
So you cut it down to 53. That's what, you know, Chris Boswell in that game made. I mean, there were some other kickers who are not the cream of the crop who made 53-yard field goals in Heinz Field. So you can do a 53-yarder, but 57 is too far. So you punt the ball, pin them down inside the 10, and give them a 90-yard field that they have to cross to score 6. Instead of giving them 53 yards.
Yeah. And I agree that was, like I said, I know that one end, I don't know if that's the end they were kicking to, but I'm assuming, because I know that one end nearest the rivers there in Heinz Field is very swirly. And wind is anathema to a kicker. I mean, even in the Colts game, you know, we play in an enclosed stadium, but the powers that be, for whatever reason, it was a very cold day, decided to open the roof and the window at that end, one end of the stadium. And there were no kicks towards that end of the stadium during the game by either team.
Yeah.
Because the wind was blowing through. But yeah, that doesn't make sense.
I'm really pissed at Mike McCarthy for that play call. I mean, usually he's one of the best play callers in the league, in my opinion. If you disagree, fight me. But
Now,
that
when
was
does Aaron?
just
When does
so
Aaron come back?
stupid. Against the Panthers, week 15. So 2 more games without him, and those 2 games are against the Buccaneers and the Browns. So I'm still hopeful. And again, I expected that loss. I expected that loss way higher than it actually was. I didn't expect the Packers to hang 28 on the Steelers. I thought it would be, I don't know, 31-14, 31-17 or something. 31-16 maybe, even with some field goals by Crosby. But I didn't expect the Packers to hang in there until the last second, and it took a 53-yard field goal by Boswell, which the chance was not that high that he nails it. And I was cussing so hard when it went through. But hey, ultimately you got to give it to them. I mean,
now you know what I've been.
Was a good kick.
Now you know what I've been suffering through for this second half of the season as a Colts fan, because that's been the story of the majority of our games.
Yeah, but the difference being that your Colts give you much more of a hope than the Packers.
And then
like,
suck the life right out of me.
With the Packers, I was under the impression all the way until probably until this kick. I was under the impression, okay, Packers are going to somehow lose this. Somehow they're going to lose this. Yeah, but I mean the Steelers, they are bound to get back in this and do some adjustments and just run over the Packers in the second half. But they didn't. And then it came down to that kick, and that was where I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna make it. Obviously, he's gonna make it. That was my mindset, and he did make it. I mean, I was still pissed, but I kind of expected it.
All right.
I'm actually, with all this facade I built, I'm actually not that pissed about that game, to be honest. Because no, like I said,
no, I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Monkey. Read the chat.
Oh no.
He's talking about women's football.
Yeah, I did figure that out.
He has a point though.
That team name is good though. That team name is very good. But Monkey, how could you cheer for them when they have the word big in them? I mean, aren't you all about the midgets?
The Minnesota midgets. There you go.
That would be Monkey's. No. The Michigan midgets. That would be Monkey's home team. That would be midgets. That would be everything. That would be Monkey's dream.
Okay. Moving along, because we're going to run out of time here if we don't move on a little bit. Texans 16, Ravens 23.
What was my no, actually no, forget it. I was trying to trash John Harbaugh over something, but I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, no, I remember. Bloodwing, do you play Madden?
I have. I haven't for a long while.
Okay. On Ultimate Team, there's this thing called Predictor, where you get certain statements and you can say they're true or they're false, and if you are correct in your guess, if those things happen or not, you get 250 coins for each correct pick. If you get 18 or more, you get bonuses depending on how many you got. And I was hating on John Harbaugh so hard because he called plays to hand the ball to Alex Collins 16 times. And one of the predictions was Alex Collins rushes 15 times or more. And I said false because I thought, come on, Alex Collins running so often? Nah. And he runs the ball 16 times. I was so full of rage after this game when I saw the statistics. I was like, why, John Harbaugh? Why? Yeah, that's what I had to get off my chest. Sorry.
No, you're fine. And
apart from that, I mean, the Texans are just the Texans without Deshaun Watson with Tom Savage. Did you see the press conference after the game with Tom Savage?
I did not.
Give me a second. This is the short clip. Here we go.
The Tom Savage press conference can now be brought to you.
Yeah, that is an ESPN Sports Center intro
in
to
its
it.
Entirety.
Good? Good. Great.
That was it.
That was the press conference.
That was it. He went to the microphone. We good? And left. And
well, at least Pagano was entertaining.
Yeah, want me to tell you why he left? Because not a single reporter showed up.
Really?
Yeah. Not a single reporter was there.
That's pretty bad.
I think we're gonna have this sound bite for the next week. We good?
All right, and I think that brings us up to the last one, the Thursday night game. Yep, Redskins 14, Cowboys 38.
I saw that, and oh my God, were the Redskins bad?
Yeah, I honestly thought it would be a little closer game. I really did.
Yeah. I don't know who I picked. I think it was the Don't pin me down on this. I think it was the Cowboys. I hope it was.
I don't remember. I remember you asking whether it was at Jerry World or not, but
oh yeah, and then I'm pretty sure because it was at Jerry World.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I picked the Cowboys because of that.
I don't rightly recall.
Yeah,
which should be no surprise to anyone.
Exactly. But what I found interesting is that Dak Prescott, midway through, I think the second quarter, had some kind of injury. He was, I think it was sacked, and did he get the ball away or was he? I think he got the ball off. I think he got the pass thrown, but then he was tackled, and he held his right hand right across his chest, and the defender tackled him helmet first onto the chest, so right onto the hand, and it was swollen and everything. It didn't look good. He had problems with his thumb as well, but he stayed in the game. So yeah, good for him.
Yeah. All right. Well, that got us through the scores. So now it's time to make our picks. Really wish J-Kid could have been here at least for this part. Oh, another Lions fan. Well, unfortunately, Tim, the third part of our crew, J-Kid, who's my son, is not here this week. He's a huge Lions fan, so you guys could commiserate together if you want to join us again.
Another Lions fan?
Another Lions fan. All right. So that brings us to our picks for next week, starting with Chiefs at Jets.
Oh, no.
There was a time not too long ago that this would have been an easy pick.
Yeah. pretty much we after week 5 of this season, where the Chiefs were 5-0 and the Jets were somewhere. They existed.
I'm going to go out on a limb, on a little bit of a limb here, not much of one, but a little bit of a limb here, and I'm going to say the Chiefs lose again. I'm going to pick the Jets.
Look, I said before tonight that I think the Chiefs are going to lose the next 3 and then win the last 2. So I mean, I have to stick with what I just said earlier, and got to go with the Jets as well, which is weird because my I mean, it's pretty much a coin toss. My how dare I say, my statistical projection or probability says Chiefs are the favorite with 51.2%. So 51-49 pretty much. So it is very much a coin toss. But I'm going against that probability of 51% for the Chiefs. I'm going to pick the Jets as well. Because I think they are going to continue that downward spiral. And the Jets will throw another touchdown pass to Robbie Anderson.
Yeah.
6 games in a row, I tell you.
And I do not disagree, John. It is a must-win for Kansas City, but I'm just not sure they pull it off the way they've been going.
Can Chad please tell me if you heard that weird sound moment too? It was very screechy for a second, as if you, I don't know, you put your nails on a chalkboard or something, just for a split second. Oh, wow, that hurt my ears.
Could have been me breathing. Who knows? Who knows?
Well,
I didn't hear.
I've never heard you. I don't want to say I never heard you breathing, but I never heard you breathing loud. Does it sound like this?
Immediately following a Colts game, yeah, it kind of sounds like that.
We can't go through the stream without a bit of autistic screeching. But Jacob, yeah, we both picked the Jets.
Yeah, Jacob, I'll have to see. I can't tell from 1 minute to the next what I'll do, but we'll see. No, that was the sound I made after I had White Castles the other day. But that's a joke that mining probably doesn't get. But
I do, and I hate myself for it. Thanks.
You're welcome. Next we have Patriots at Bills. Patriots.
Yeah, next Patriots. Come on.
Next Broncos at Dolphins.
Definitely not a game I want to watch, but oh, wow. I'm gonna pick the Broncos, even though they have the worst record. But
I'm going to go Dolphins with the quarterback play the Broncos have had the last few games, and their defense just really hasn't been there like it should. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9.
Broncos are going to win.
I don't think it's going to. I think it's going to be a close game either way it goes. I don't think it's going to blow out by either team.
Definitely, but I think the Broncos ultimately will win this one.
49ers at the Bears.
What is this? Is it a toilet bowl?
Evidently.
Wow, man, this is horrible. Those are really horrible games.
Yeah.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Yeah, it's this is a London game if I ever seen it right there.
Wow. No, London games aren't that shit, okay? We get like barely subpar games. We don't get like the toilet bowl in London. We get, just a bit under, two teams that are a bit under 500. Not two teams that have a combined record of 4-18.
Monkey brings up a good point. I think it's going to affect my pick. I'm going to pick the Bears. Hate myself for it because I'm not a Bears fan, but I'm going to pick the Bears because it is going to be cold.
Yeah. In December, you have to account for that. And the 49ers are a warm weather team visiting a cold weather team with the Bears at Soldier Field, which is an open roof stadium. So, yeah, Bears.
Speaking of Lions, the next one is Lions at the Ravens.
Ravens.
This is not an easy pick for me.
Matt Stafford isn't good enough for the Ravens defense. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to have to agree with you. Yeah, Ravens. Okay, next. Vikings at Falcons.
Ooh, okay, we got one good game.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. 9-2 against 7-4. Is this the one that is shown on German TV? I hope it is. I really hope it is. Let me look. You can pick in the meantime.
Vikings have played some pretty good ball of late. I'm going to have to go with the Vikings.
Yeah, it is the game that is shown on national TV. Lions Ravens is shown in Germany on stream. And okay, I'm definitely gonna watch the shit out of that game. This is tough. I'm gonna go with the Falcons. I'm gonna go against you here. I'm gonna go with the Falcons. I think Case Keenum is Case Keenum gonna play, or do they throw Teddy Bridgewater in there?
I don't know.
That would be interesting to know. Let's see if I can find some news on that.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, if they're smart at this point in the season, just as well let Teddy sit, keep him fresh.
Yeah. And I think that's what the Vikings are going to do. They're going to go with a hot hand here. Actually, Mike Zimmer said, I am week to week. The center is week to week. So everybody is week to week. So that also counts for Case Keenum. When he was asked about Case Keenum, he said, I just think everybody's week to week. I am week to week. The center is week to week. What? No. There are certain guys that are really not week to week in every team. I mean, Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs are not week to week. You play them at wide receiver. Kyle Rudolph is not week to week. You play him at tight end. So, for fuck's sake. I think he's gonna stick with Keenum for the time being. Yeah, as long as Keenum is delivering the way he is. But I think in this game, he isn't going to deliver. I think what's that kid's name? Adrian Claiborne for the Falcons on their defense.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna have a few sacks, and he's gonna terrorize Case Keenum in this game.
Monk, I'm week to week too, as far as money goes.
No. You're just too weak.
All right. So who'd you pick?
Falcons.
All right. Next up, I'm going to let you pick first because it's of interest to you. Buccaneers at Packers.
Look, you got a warm weather team visiting a cold weather team. It's the same as it is with the Bears. Packers win.
Yeah, with the quarterback play of the Buccaneers lately, and there's all this nonsense going on with Winston and all that right now, and all that.
Wait. You're talking trash about Fitz Magic now?
He's spotty at best. The beard is spotty at best. I'm gonna have
no. His arm is spotty at best. His beard is great. That's like an A+. But his arm is his quarterback play is spotty at best. Yeah, I agree. But you can't talk shit about the beard.
Yeah, as much as I hate to agree with you, I'm gonna have to pick the Packers on this one. This used to be a huge deal. They would call it the Battle of the Bays back when the Buccaneers and the Packers. Well, they used to be in the same division.
Yeah, I know. Wasn't it the NFC Central back in the day?
Central, yes. Central.
Yeah.
A little bit of old man trivia for you there. How's that?
I know that. I know that.
Back in my day, when they played with leather helmets.
Average Farm remembers.
There you go. Okay.
I think this is the sound for every old man moment you have.
Better keep it handy because there's a lot with this old fart.
Oh yeah. But I'm gonna say one thing about the Packers Buccaneers game. I think Brett Hundley is gonna make a step back because I think Brett Hundley is a warm weather quarterback, which is why I was always advocating for trade him away. Because he's not going to play well in Green Bay. He's a talented quarterback. He can win you a lot of games in San Francisco, in LA, in Tampa, in Jacksonville, in Miami, in Texas. He can win you a lot of games. He can't win you a lot of games in Green Bay. Even as he could be I think he could be a starter for the Texans right now. He could be a starter for the Dolphins. He could be a starter for the Jaguars. For the 49ers now have Garoppolo, but I think after the season, Packers should trade him away to a warm weather team because this is where he is going to strive. And hopefully a warm weather team in the AFC, please. I don't want to see him play the Packers too much.
By the way, Bruni, I am 57. I'll be 58 in March. So not that old, but older than most that do what I do.
Yeah, but he sounds like 75. or maybe
it's over 9,000.
We don't know yet. We haven't figured that out.
So next up, Texans at Titans.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Titans. Texans don't have a quarterback.
No, they don't.
I mean, the one they have doesn't even attract any reporters for press conferences. So,
yeah, Titans. Yeah, I'd have to give that. I don't think it's going to be a runaway from either team, no. But yeah, I'm going to have to give the edge to Titans there.
And it's going to be low scoring.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe 14-10, 16-10, something like that. 16-13.
Yeah. All right, next up, Colts at Jaguars.
What an exquisite game.
Yep.
Not. Jags.
You know, I'm going to go against type, and I've been voting against my Colts all year, and I'm going to do something really silly and crazy, and I'm going to pick the Colts.
No. Not silly and crazy. Outright stupid. Outright stupid.
Well, here's my thinking. right or wrong, here's my thinking. The Colts have been playing better ball, and the Jaguars are one of those weird teams that are worse at home. So I'm thinking this is their chance to get one more before the season's over.
Wrong.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Even I know it's crazy, but this was, as I was looking through and I seen that, I said, you know what? I'm going to pick the Colts. I'm just going to put one out there.
Yeah, no, not gonna happen. Jaguars win this by a mile.
Okay, well, this may be our tiebreaker this week.
So I'm hopeful. Actually,
Monkey,
no. I think Vikings Falcons would be our tiebreaker.
yeah, Monk, you have an excellent point. He says, but the Colts are worse on Sunday. Which you have an excellent point. You do. All right. Browns at Chargers.
Oh, come on. This is this is 1 week where I really feel sorry for the Browns.
Yep.
This is gonna get ugly.
Yeah. Chargers, without a doubt.
Yeah. Next.
Rams at Cardinals.
Rams.
Oh, yeah. Definitely Rams. I think it could. Now, I stress the word could get interesting if the Cardinals do what they've done so much this year and play up or down to the quality of team they're playing. But yeah, Rams.
Please, no.
It's not gonna be interesting. It's gonna be Rams rolling over the Cardinals. And yeah, no one cares about that game really.
Giants at the Raiders.
Raiders. It's Geno on the other side. What are you expecting? Raiders.
Yeah, I've got to say Raiders.
And
as much as I'd love to say Giants, yeah.
I'm thinking about playing a certain sound, or not a sound, but a jingle for the third time in advance to hand the trophy to Geno Smith. Because we all know he's gonna win it. We all know he's gonna win the Jay Cutler Award.
Yeah.
Anyway, Raiders win this game.
Yep.
Next.
Panthers at the Saints.
This is the late game that is on national TV in Germany. And I will have fun watching. It's 2 8-3 teams, division rivals. One very good quarterback and one quarterback who is a bit of up and down, but you know, two good defenses, two good run games. Well, Panthers also up and down depending on how Cam is, but you know, they can get something going. They do have the personnel for it with Stewart and Run CMC. I'm going to pick the Saints. I think the Panthers from here on out will only win one of their last 5 games. I mean, have you seen their schedule?
No.
It's insane. Give me a second. Panthers season schedule. Here we are. So now they're playing at the Saints. Then they're playing the Vikings. Then they're playing the Packers with Aaron Rodgers returning. Then they're playing the Buccaneers. I think that's the one they're going to win. And then they're playing at the Falcons.
Yeah. That's a pretty tough schedule.
It's very tough. I think they're going to go 1-4 from this point on. And they're going to finish the season 9-7. They're not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah. I'm going to pick the Saints. Depending on Cam's play, as you mentioned, he's very up and down. He can be really on point, or he can really stink up the place.
Yeah.
I
think the Saints
could be a good game. It could be a good game depending on how he plays.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going with Saints.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the Saints defense, it's more likely that Cam is stinking up the place again than it is that he's having a stellar game. So yeah, Saints.
Next, Eagles at Seahawks.
I wish that was the game that was on German national TV, but unfortunately, it's not. I think that's a very interesting game. Eagles on the road against the 12th man. I think this is going to be a very tough game for them, but my pick is the Eagles. I think the Wentz wagon. This is so cringy.
Yeah, I'm.
I think Carson Wentz is gonna let me say I have to look up a word. Is gonna persist in Seattle, and he's gonna win.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick
and entertaining.
I'm gonna pick Eagles. Like you said, it's very hard to win. At the Seahawks Stadium, very hard to win. They're not just blowing smoke when they talk about the 12th man out there. But with the Seahawks O-line, they have no run game to speak of. Yeah, Eagles.
All right, Monday night.
Steelers at the Bengals.
Steelers.
Yeah, Steelers.
I don't care if they're playing a road game there. In fact, isn't Cincinnati kind of the second home for the Steelers?
Yeah. Tim Baker, the 12th man, is in reference to the crowd. The crowd really gets into it at the Seahawks home games. They make it very loud, very difficult for opposing quarterbacks to play.
Although some people say the 12th man is the referee for the Seahawks.
There may be some truth to that at times too.
Yeah. I'm just saying fail Mary. If you don't know, look it up.
Yeah.
Google it.
Steelers.
To this day, this is so tough for me to fail Mary. I can't watch this play.
Yeah. Definitely Steelers. We know the Bengals can put up points, but they don't. That's been the kick on them all year. They've got the pieces in place. They just ain't doing nothing with it. Steelers, yeah, without a question, I think.
Yeah, I'm give me a second. I'm trying to look for in the last 10 years team. Give me a second. This is going to take some time. Steelers, Bengals away. So at the Bengals, let's see the results.
What do you drink in the next 6 minutes? He says the Bengals win by 30. I need to hit off that jug.
Listen, in the last 10 years, in the last 9 seasons, they are going to play Monday night, so this will be the 10th game in this. But the last 9 games in Cincinnati, Steelers are 7-2. So this is their second home. Yes, Steelers win it.
Okay. And lastly, we have Saints at the Falcons.
Wow. The one thing that always puts me in some kind of predicament is that for the Thursday night game, I don't have those predictions, projections, probabilities, whatever you want to call it. I don't have them because they only come out, I think on Tuesday or Wednesday. I think on Tuesday they come out for the following week. So this is, damn. Saints at Falcons?
Yep.
Yeah,
it's not an easy pick.
Given that in my projection, both teams win this week. Look, you know what? I'm gonna go by what 538 says. 'Cause this is too close for me to call. I'm nah, I don't know. Okay, it says the Falcons by 3, 61%. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Falcons then. This is mostly probably because of home field advantage.
I expect a close game.
Yeah.
I expect a fairly high scoring game.
Oh yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, I'm going to go with the Falcons.
I don't know if it's going to be such a high scoring game. I mean, if you look at the Saints defense, you look at the Falcons defense, you get two good units there.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be in terms of scoring, it's going to be a, dare I say, medium game, not a low scoring game, also not a high scoring game. I think about like 20, maybe 24-21 or something.
Could be.
This would classify as a medium score game, right?
Yeah.
Either
way it goes, it's gonna. I think it's gonna be a tight one. Probably gonna be a good one to watch if you're able.
Oh yeah, I am, and I will.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Falcons as well.
Yeah, same. And I think we have to end it right here at 2 hours. And I want to watch some college football. I told you before the stream, I'm ready to tell everyone who is watching the stream, Badgers are playing right now for the Big Ten championship. So I must watch that. You see my avatar, I am a Badger. I'm a Badgers fan. I am as much of a Wisconsinite as one can be if you've never been to Wisconsin or the U.S. as a whole. So, yeah, I got to watch that right now.
Must see TV for Minding Freedom.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah.
That's going to be it for us, guys. Thanks again, as we always say, but we mean it. Thanks for coming out. Please, if you haven't, drop a like, a share, get it out there. And as always, get out of my yard.